Hey there. This is going to be a quick walkthrough of some new functionality inside of elvex. We're going to look at primarily actions integrations and new aspects of the flows feature. So first, coming into this specific assistant, to give some background, this is going to help us find accounts in Salesforce that we haven't touched in a while. And in order to do that, we have to integrate with Salesforce to be able to find the right accounts and the right people. And then what we want to do is research them and actually draft emails to these folks, which you can see we have that specific tool turned on for this assistant. So let's go through how we've actually set this up. The assistant itself has all the instructions, so all I have to do is say start your task. It's going to reference Salesforce, pull back the relevant accounts, find records within those accounts, do web search to identify important information about these people and brands. It will show us the research that it's done along the way here. It allows us to get a preview of the emails that it's personalized, and then it's going to prompt us to approve the action of creating drafts in Gmail. So this is an example of just a couple of the bi-directional integrations that we now have inside of elvex that can really add more to the way that you're working with elvex. Now, the other thing that we wanted to show is improvements to flows, which includes this looping feature. So in this example, I want to do really deep research on a few different companies so that I can do some competitive analysis. So if I put all of these companies into a single prompt, the level of deep research might be diminished because it has to preserve its tokens, right? So by basically making these separate individual tasks within this part of the process, we're going to be able to do much deeper research and have much more quality of response. And you can imagine this having to go through maybe hundreds of records, not just 5. So this feature really allows us to kind of repeat parts of an entire workflow to get more in-depth level of responses. And in this case, you can see here's the response. Here's the end result of the response, which is a very brief competitive analysis that we've asked for, with all of the research kind of included in the table above here. So pretty cool, pretty useful. The last thing I want to show is another improvement that we made to make creating flows a lot easier. So you've probably seen the assistant builder, which is an easy way to create an assistant. We've extended that functionality now to include building a flow. And I'm just going to ask elvex to create a really complicated flow on whatever you'd like. It's just for example purposes going to allow us to show the level of depth and creativity that elvex can actually execute here. And in just a moment, you'll see it finish, and we'll click Apply Suggestions. So elvex pretty quickly created a 9 or 10 step flow here, and when I click Apply Suggestions, let's zoom out a little bit, you'll see that there are 84 unsaved changes, and it set up a pretty complicated flow that can do a number of different things. You see there's a decision tree that's in the mix here, so it has access to all of the tools and capabilities of the flows feature and of elvex overall to help design very quickly and easily the right approach to solve a really complex problem. So much more to come here as we get a little bit further, but hopefully this gives you a little sense of some of the latest updates on elvex, and please feel free to reach out if you have questions or want to see this in action.